What's up, guys? My name is Haley Bell.
And I'm Nurata.
Welcome back to another episode of the Rooted Collective.
So today we're going to be talking to you guys about how to make the most out of your time if you don't have an internship lined up. Now, we want to emphasize in this conversation that it's entirely okay if you don't have an internship lined up. And even with the information that we're going to be providing you all with today, this is something that folks who do have an internship lined up can take advantage of. So to give you all a little bit of background on my experience, the summer of my freshman year, I did not obtain an internship. So one thing that I think is important to emphasize here, for those of you who do not have an internship lined up, following your freshman year, it's okay, right? I know me personally, I felt extremely behind, right? To see my other peers getting these internships across the city in different states and just feeling like, oof, am I gonna be able to catch up, right? I'll tell you guys right now, I have, thankfully, an internship lined up for this summer at a really great company, right? And so to see the progression of not having an internship for the summer, but taking advantage of some other opportunities and leveraging that when I was interviewing and applying for these other positions that led me to where I am now is something that we're going to be talking about today.
One thing that you guys can definitely take advantage of are gaining some certifications. And I know I have two. I got them through HubSpot and it was completely free. And they only took a couple of hours and you just go through and learn a lot of useful things and you take a little quiz at the end and you have a certification easily, and then you can put that out on LinkedIn and be like, I'm so excited I learned about this, this, and this and obtain this certification. And then everyone in your network will see it and be like, wow, you're really leveling up even if you don't have an internship at the moment.
So another thing mentioned was LinkedIn, right? But LinkedIn Learning in particular is another great platform to take advantage of. I know a lot of schools offer free LinkedIn Learning. So look into that and see if your school offers that and start to take advantage, right? Because you can rack those things up. And then also beyond that, take a look at your the resources section, right, of your university. I know LinkedIn is not the only thing that's offered for free that folks can take advantage of, but I've noticed that we have sometimes free like Adobe classes that have been offered, right? So look into those classes that are free, that are offered to students through your university. So I would say the second thing to take advantage of is opportunities to get involved on campus. I'll say my campus involvement has truly gotten me to where I am, I'd say the most out of a lot of the things I've done during my collegiate career. And I would say that it's the best way to start applying outside of the classroom. Trust, you can rack up that resume. You can rack up that resume with each of those different experiences.
And I will say, don't spread yourself too thin, because that's something you do.
Emphasis on that one.
Make sure you're intentional about what you join. Like if you have no interest, don't even waste your time, because it's a time commitment. Because you want to be dedicated and make sure you make the most out of it. But just be intentional about what you choose to do.
Extremely.
So another thing that you guys can do is volunteer. For example, I went to my favorite taco truck. Shout out Jorge.
Shout out Jorge.
Yeah, we gotta get Jorge.
Fire.
But I went to Jorge and I noticed like he doesn't have much on his social media with like video and photo content. So I went up to him and I was like, hey, I'd love to take pictures of your food or make a couple little like hype videos, commercials, all for free, and I'll just send them to you. And so I did that. It only took me like a weekend. I did that and he gave me free food. But also it was great for my portfolio for the creative stuff, but also for marketing, it showed that I do know how to do digital marketing and social media. So just something small like that you could do in a weekend. If you do multiple of those, like you're set.
As we're talking about, seeing other people, getting to meet other people, let's get into networking. It's that big word, it's such a buzzword.
Everyone stop right now. Drop your LinkedIns in the comments.
Yes, drop them,
everyone get some connections off of this.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And so I will say this. You hear networking, when you hear networking, a lot of folks get steered away, right? They think I gotta be extremely extroverted. It sounds super draining. You're not interested in having these conversations. Like, it feels like it's gotta be forced. take all that out your brain right now. The same way that we spoke about intentionality in the work that you do, in what you get involved with, the same thing applies with the people that you reach out to. Do not just randomly network with as many people as possible, because it's not about quantity. You hear it all the time. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. When it comes to networking, just don't big it up in your head, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think about it from a holistic view, right? Like, it's really just having a one-on-one or, multiple people, just having a conversation, right? But make sure that at the end of the day, you think about like, who's gonna be of value in having that conversation with, right? And also, a lot of people think that in networking, I gotta network with this one person, but do I have to talk to them every day, like following that to stay connected? No, there's many different ways that you can find yourself remaining connected with someone and to keep them top of mind in your head or within your network, right? It could really just be you supporting the things that they're posting,
Just
right?
leave a like. That's all you have to do. Your name is in their head.
Right.
Yeah.
You liking it, they're getting a notification. You commenting, they're getting a notification. Reshared their different opportunities that they're posting. They're keeping you top of mind just through all of that.
And another tip I will say for all the introverts out there, get an extrovert and go to a networking event, because they'll do all the talking and connecting for you.
Oh yeah.
And you just have to show up and they'll be like, this is my friend. And it just goes from there. So get an extroverted friend, go to a networking event. Like we went to one downtown a couple months ago. We knew the whole building by the end of the night. So like, I would have never met anybody if I just went alone, but.
Now let me touch on this. I don't really consider myself like, this is another thing to touch on actually, but I don't consider myself to be an...
No, but you'll go up to people and strike up a conversation.
Yeah.
I'd rather sit in the back and just listen.
I'm a combination, right? I have my moments where I just don't want to talk, period, and I have my moments where I do. And so that's another thing, just like be in tune with yourself, really, because like if you have those moments where like you just know you're not going to talk to anybody, it's okay. It really is. And like if you still got to show up somewhere, show up, sit in the corner. There's gonna be another person sitting in the corner.
As long as you show your face, it shows that you're trying.
Right. Somebody will remember your face. You know what I mean? Just be present. Showing up is honestly just the first step. That's the first step. And if you can do that, you're fine.
So guys, there's also this thing called externships, which is like a company doesn't want an intern for a full amount of time that a normal internship would be, but maybe they just have like a 3-week project or a month-long project. So I know there's a website called Parker Dewey, and they have micro-internships / externships, and some of them are paid. So these are like shorter projects, but still they're real work, and you can put them on your resume. And maybe it's not a full-length internship, but you can do a couple of them and really make an impact.
So another thing to take advantage of is the Forge. Not only do they provide certifications to you, but they also have externship opportunities that they'll post, like whether it's through, I think I've seen some through Beats, through PwC, I think Morgan Stanley too. So look into that as well. And another thing to take advantage of is look at big company conferences that are occurring. I know Google just had, it was like a Equity IO conference, something along those lines, right? But basically a lot of students were able to go there and get flown out for free, right? So take advantage of...
and there's scholarships for them.
Oof.
They'll fly you out.
They'll fly you out,
Anywhere.
Shoot, big money. Bloomberg is one, Google is one.
All the consulting companies.
Oh, all the
they're
consulting
always flying
ones.
people out.
Yeah, I know, a lot of the banking companies, like big banks, they be staying posted with these flyouts, like dedicated towards students, right? So look into that, see if either your program can cover it, if the company doesn't cover it. For the most part, companies usually are willing to cover that. But yeah, that's another insanely huge thing to take advantage of.
So hopefully some of these tips are useful to you guys and you can really utilize them if you don't have an internship or maybe you're just bored.
Yeah.
Just take advantage of these opportunities and level up yourself in your resume.
It's time to level up.
Yeah.
It's really time. Like all that time you spent talking about, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, I'm gonna do it next week. Nah, forget that. Level up today. But with that, you guys, you know, we really hope you took advantage of all these things. Continue to take advantage. Drop your LinkedIns in the comments.
Network down there.
Yes, network with one another, right? And like, you'll notice that, you know, people are coming from all over the world, hopefully. So connect with one another, get to know one another, network with one another. Come on, utilize these tips and tricks. But with that, you know, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. And don't forget, stay rooted.